How far can you trek with just what you carry? Imagine embarking on a journey where every ounce matters, where the only resources at your disposal are what you can fit in your backpack. In June 2006, 3 adventurous souls set out on such a quest, laden with provisions but stripped of any luxuries, aiming to traverse the vast, uncharted wilderness of northern Alaska. Their mission was straightforward, yet daunting: to cover as much ground as possible without relying on resupplies, caches, hunting, or fishing. Only their clothing, gear, determination, and the calories they could transport. This ambitious endeavor was led by Roman Dial, a renowned figure in Alaskan backcountry exploration, and a retired professor of biology and mathematics at Alaska. They dubbed their expedition the Arctic 1000, a name that reflected their aspiration to reach a distance of 1,000 kilometers. The route they chose began at the Chukchi Sea on Alaska's western coastline, stretching eastward through the rugged Brooks Range and ultimately reaching the Dalton Highway. This journey spanned approximately 1,000 kilometers, with no opportunities for resupply along the way. Remarkably, they traversed America's most isolated area, situated about 190 kilometers from the nearest road or settlement. Each man carried all the essentials on his back, with no foraging or external assistance. Dial started with a pack weighing around 25 kilograms, utilizing ultralight gear to keep his base weight to approximately 7 kilograms. After an incredible 1,000 kilometers, Dial completed the trek in 23 days and 8 hours. Unfortunately, Jordan had to withdraw earlier due to an injury, and Geck departed on day 21 due to prior obligations. That evening, Geck and Dial enjoyed a well-deserved rest in a hotel, where they exchanged some of their remaining food for a delicious cheeseburger. Dial, however, continued on, determined to finish the last 113 kilometers in just a day and a half, carrying a significantly lighter pack. The formula for maximum distance. For Dial, the challenge of determining how far one could travel, how quickly, and with what weight had been a long-standing puzzle, dating back to his early days in Alaska's wilderness races and his time as a graduate student in mathematics. He discovered a critical insight. Every additional half-kilogram added to his load cost him roughly 1 kilometer of distance per day. The lighter the pack, the farther one could go. Conversely, adding weight would inevitably slow progress, regardless of one's fitness level. This realization eventually evolved into a mathematical model, thanks to Dial's analytical prowess. The model is straightforward enough to jot down on a scrap of paper and consists of 3 key components. Effort, max, the maximum distance you could walk in a day without any load. Comfort, the weight of your base gear, excluding food. Food ration, F, the daily food intake required for sustenance. By subtracting the comfort load from the maximum effort, you arrive at what Dial refers to as your animal factor, A. This animal factor serves as the engine that propels you forward in the wilderness. From this point, additional calculations can help determine the farthest distance you can travel before the balance between food weight and walking speed becomes unfavorable. A practical example. Let's consider a hiker capable of covering 50 kilometers in a day without any gear. Thus, their maximum effort, max, is 50. Suppose their backpack and gear, excluding food, weigh just 5 kilograms, and they plan to consume 0.7 kilograms of food daily. This hiker's animal factor would then be 45, 50 minus 5. Dial's subsequent equations can be employed to estimate how far this hiker can travel and how many days it might take. Maximum distance possible equals animal factor squared over 4 times daily food intake. 45 squared over 4 times 0.7 equals 723 kilometers. Time to cover that distance equals animal factor over 2 times daily food intake. 45 over 2 times 0.7 equals 32 days equals food carried at the start equals animal factor over 2. 45 over 2 equals 22.5 kilograms. Total starting pack weight equals base gear weight plus food. 5 plus 22.5 equals 27.5 kilograms. Thus, this hypothetical hiker, beginning with a pack weighing 27.5 kilograms, could theoretically trek about 723 kilometers over 32 days, averaging 22.5 kilograms per day. However, if this same hiker were to increase their food supply from 22.5 kilograms to, say, 40 kilograms, they would find themselves out in the wilderness for a longer duration, 57 days, but would cover significantly less distance, only 286 kilometers, averaging a mere 5 kilometers per day. Testing the hypothesis, the Arctic 1000 expedition served as the ultimate test of Dial's theoretical model. The initial week proved to be particularly challenging as they dealt with relatively heavy packs, knee-deep tussocks, and frigid river crossings. Each night involved cooking over a wood stove or an open fire, setting up a tarp low to shield against the wind, and sharing a sleeping quilt among two of the three adventurers. To minimize their load, Dial and his companions prepared their meals over wood fires, eliminating the need to carry additional fuel. Their diet was quite austere, consisting of olive oil in soft bottles, almond butter, chocolate bars, ramen noodles, and instant mashed potatoes. Each man packed nearly 100,000 calories worth of food, intending to burn thousands more from their own bodies. Over the course of the trek, Dial, then 45 years old, lost approximately 6.5 kilograms, striking a delicate balance. Carrying more food could have weighed them down excessively, while carrying less would have left them underfueled to maintain their pace. The key for Dial and his companions, that delicate balance stretched across the vast expanse of northern Alaska. Their journey was not merely about covering 1,000 kilometers. It was also an opportunity to validate Dial's mathematical theories in real-world conditions. It was about answering a question that had intrigued Dial since his days of wilderness racing. How far can a person travel with nothing but what they can carry on their back? After traversing 1,000 kilometers, Roman Dial finally found his answer.